So now that it's finally spring, we remember what it's like to feel warm again. So I want to transport you to a specific warm day where I'm running errands in New York City's East Village, and it is, the sun is out, and it's cloudless, and the sky is so blue, but it's hot. It's very hot, and it's not until I walk onto this street that I finally start to feel the relief of shade. And it became my favorite tree instantly. And when I try to describe the value that this tree has, the only thing I can really do is share this story with you, perhaps pull up the screenshot of that very tree on Google Street Maps so you can see it's providing a lot of shade. Or I can maybe pull up data from New York City's tree census, which is a really helpful resource, but it's limited. It's updated every 10 years, and it requires a lot of people to actually physically count the trees on public property. So this kind of data just simply isn't enough to begin to capture the value that trees have in a more holistic way. You and I know that these trees are working hard at being able to sequester carbon, filter air pollutants. They actually intercept thousands of gallons of stormwater runoff in their lifetime. They also provide essential cooling effects that actually reduce our energy consumption, as well as mitigate the experience of the urban heat island effect. So how might we begin to capture the value that trees are providing in a more holistic way so that we can create more effective strategies as using trees as climate solutions? So this is what I think the answer might look like. And a hint is this is what that very same honey locust tree looks like in a digital twin environment. So over the past year, my team and I at Cornell Tech's Urban Tech Hub and Cornell's Design Across Scales Lab have developed Treefolio, which is a digital twin that captures and simulates the value, the benefits that trees are providing. So a digital twin is essentially a data-packed virtual environment of our physical world. And the way that our digital twin works is that we've taken public LiDAR data, which pretty much maps the surfaces on Earth. And using machine learning, we've developed algorithms to be able to extract the canopy of an individual tree. Then we put that tree in our virtual environment here, and we are able to actually model how much shade that tree produces during all hours of the day, throughout the year. So what's really exciting about this is that we are just taking public open data, and we're able to identify every single tree in New York City. That doesn't require, updating it every 10 years and having lots of people count these trees. We're also using data that is updated more regularly than once a decade. So we can actually start seeing how our trees are performing more frequently. Also, too, that LiDAR data that I mentioned, it's not just limited to trees. This is general information on Earth's surface. So we can actually extract more urban data like buildings, pavements, and see at a systems level how all aspects of our built environment might be intersecting and how that might be affecting the performance of our trees. So currently, our model, Treefolio, is able to actually show you how much shade, how much physical value that trees might be providing. But we know that shade isn't the only value trees provide. So our team is really interested in trying to build a more complex model of quantifying the value of trees, not just physically, not just environmentally, but even socially, for example. So we are collaborating with New Yorkers for Parks, where we're working on building a tree prioritization model that's able to take ideas and feedback that community residents have on the kinds of green spaces they want in their neighborhood, and they can actually simulate the different trade-offs of those interventions using our tool. So this actually might be the difference between a community being able to decide if they want to advocate for a new playground or if they want to advocate for planting more trees around bus stops, but they can see what value those different ideas might have, and being able to see that without waiting 10 years to get more data on this information. So this example of community-driven scenarios being used as an application of our digital twin is exactly what Rit was getting at earlier, and really shifting, leveraging technology for climate solutions. So now more than ever is the time to be exploring these kinds of questions. Between New York City Council passing our urban tree canopy bill last fall to Governor Hochul's commitment of planting 25 million trees by 2033 in New York State, there's been a lot of really great momentum of wanting to plant more trees, especially in New York City. However, where we plant that next tree actually matters. If we take one of Governor Hochul's trees and we plant it in Central Park, that might be nice, but I promise it's not going to give nearly as much value as if we planted that very same tree in one of our many blocks in neighborhoods that actually are underserved by tree canopy. And it's actually that these neighborhoods disproportionately are communities of color and low-income communities. So we want to really be able to try to find a way of spreading the value that our tree canopy can have, especially the communities that need it most. So as our team is improving our data, our algorithms, and our interface, we really believe that Treefolio can be able to deepen and democratize the way that non-technologists, so everyday New Yorkers, can be able to understand and even advocate for the kinds of tree-centered climate solutions they want in their neighborhood. So I want to bring us back to that honey locust tree in East Village, because it's one of millions of trees that are really mitigating the impact of climate change on multiple fronts. And, when you pass by your favorite tree next time on your walk, I want you to actually pause, and I want you to be able to appreciate and imagine all of those invisible, intangible ways, the value that tree might be having. And I want you to remember that digital twin model like Treefolio can actually make that invisible, visible, tangible, and actionable so that we can create more effective strategies in using trees as a climate-based solution. Thank you.